Alright gang, today I wanted to talk about weapon balancing. You know, I keep coming on here, I make the meta builds, I show all the best classes, but there are a ton of very viable guns that you're able to tell through the patch notes what's getting nerfed, what's getting buffed. So today we're really only going to focus on weapon changes. This should be a relatively quick video. So starting with the initial weapons, this is the most recent one. We had a nerf for the Cronin Squall, and depending on how you look at it, a nerf for the RPK. This one we'll touch on. So the Cronin Squall got close range decreased, neck damage multiplier decreased, upper torso multiplier decreased. That is a full-fledged nerf. The Cronin Squall is definitely the best, but this is why the M13 definitely made a push up to meta. And then we have the RPK. You can see everything was decreased except for two things. Close damage range increased, head damage multiplier increased. Theoretically, if you had a super aimbot and you could only hit headshots, RPK would be meta. It would have absolutely cracked headshot damage profile, but with the neck damage multiplier, torso, and limb all decreased, not necessarily worth it to run anymore. The really big weapon balancing update we had actually came out with the new season. Let's see, where are we at? Right here, here we go. Balancing, we'll start with the handguns. F-Tac Siege, mid close distance damage range, MW2 only, so this doesn't mean Warzone. If it has and WZ, obviously it's for Warzone. Let's see, Lockman sub adjusted stats on the F-Tac mobile stock to increase mobility, so that's a buff. Like any way you look at it, the Lockman sub got a mobility buff. The PDSW, minor adjustment to iron sights, better aligned with bullet trajectory, that's a buff. ISO 45, increased damage range. That's only in multiplayer, not in Warzone. Let's see, only in multiplayer, don't care about that. Assault rifles, only in multiplayer. Let's see, where are Warzone tune-ups at? Because there's got to be more than what we're seeing. Here we go. The SAB 50, it's a marksman rifle. Increased ADS speed movement, doesn't matter. Increased ADS speed, increased damage range, but not one-shot headshot. So get it out of my face. It's malarkey. And then the Lockwood apparently has increased ADS speed and movement. The HCR 56 looks like that's MW2 only. Here we go. Warzone only. Chimera, close range damage increase, far damage increase, headshot multiplier increase, lower torso damage increase. The Chimera or the Chimera has not seen a nerf in this game, okay? So with it getting a buff like this, breaks this gun, and a lot of people sleep on it. It was in my top 5 class setup yesterday. I'm telling you, the Chimera up close is cracked. Like, I don't understand why people are not using this gun. For the F Advancer, essentially the FAMAS, the FFAR, close damage increased and far damage increased. Anytime you see any of these little ARs where they get these close damage increase, make builds for close range. Run it as if it was an SMG. I'm telling you, you will be shocked, man. You will be absolutely shocked. The Hemlock got a nerf. That's to be expected. Lockman 556, absolute buff. Headshot, neck, upper torso, all increased, and this is one of the most accurate guns. In my opinion, it's more accurate than the M13. Lockman 556 is a laser beam, and it's getting multipliers from here up. I mean, come on, that's a super buff. Let's see, M13 all across the board. We see all damage increased, and we saw what that did. I mean, super meta. Let's see, the C got close range build. That's going to be such a good sniper support weapon. M4 got a close range increase. You could use it as a close range build. I bet it absolutely slaps. STB 556, okay, this makes sense. Head damage multiplier increased. When I dropped a video on this gun earlier in the week, I was absolutely frying people, and it has to be because I was hitting headshots. The second I connected with the head, they were gone. Like, it didn't matter if I was like one shot then a headshot. The TTK was so broken. STB is cracked. But this is why you go through and you read these patch notes, because a lot of these guns people don't talk about. No one's talking about the STB right now. I used it for myself. It was absolutely nuts. Tempest Razorback, big buff, man. Close range, adds a super fast fire rate. That makes this gun viable to be an SMG or a sniper support. Battle rifles, Cronin Squall. We know the Cronin Squall got nerfed. That's done. Launchers have had their damage against players decreased. I'm down for that. LMGs. RPK, again, it was a nerf, but with the headshot increase, could be viable. The gang, sorry, we're tired today, boys. Been up since 4 a.m. The Seiken MG38, man. Look, we got a decrease on the Seiken. That was another super solid gun. It's at the bottom of the list now. Marksman rifles, we could care less. No one-shot headshots getting out of my face. Lower limb damage multipliers increased for the Bryson 800 and the Bryson 890. These shotguns will rip. You have to have a little bit of movement going for you, though. If you don't have movement, you're getting fried. The Boz P got a buff all the way around. Complete buff. Absolute gas. Finnick is finally starting to see buffs again. That was probably the most broken meta we had seen in a long time. And the Vel 46 got a buff as well. Super solid. Gang, listen, if you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, hit the sub button, crush the like button, go through this video and really sit down and look at what's being increased, what's being decreased. I'm telling you, you will be able to create metas based on what you're reading to absolutely fry out the competition. You know, I'm gonna keep posting my classes, what I find out, what I'm making, you know, stuff like that. But gang, I need you to go and do some homework. All right, that's the assignment on Friday. I'm assigning it homework on a Friday. All right, look, if you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, hit that sub, man, crush that like, and catch you tomorrow for another heater. Let's get it, gang.